What happens when an entire American port runs itself?
Why did Baltimore become the first? Who benefits? Who loses? And why are governments, corporations, and foreign powers?
How Baltimore, once known for its gritty docks and hardworking port communities, quietly became the testing ground for the
Pearl. This wasn't a decision made overnight. It was the result of years of negotiations between federal officials, AI companies.
The city that once relied on human sweat and labor now runs on algorithms, predictive models, and machines that never sleep.
Baltimore didn't just modernize, it became a blueprint for America's future, a glimpse of what cities might look like when automation takes over entirely. Behind this futuristic transformation lies a deeper story, one about power, economics, politics.
Is Baltimore the beginning of a new era of efficiency and progress, or the warning sign of a future?
It's the first chapter of an automated America, and the world is watching closely.
Baltimore wasn't chosen by accident.
This is unacceptable. Another breakdown. We're falling weeks behind.
We can't work like this. The equipment is failing apart.
For decades, the port relied on systems built for a different era, a time when global trade wasn't moving at the speed of algorithms. Behind the scenes, federal agencies began to worry that the U.S. was falling behind automated megaports in Asia and Europe. And so, Baltimore became the perfect testing ground, large enough to matter, but small enough to experiment with.
In the mid-20th century, Baltimore embarked on an ambitious modernization push, tearing down the old to make way for the new.
Automation is the solution we need. It will bring high-quality jobs, crucial investment, and accelerate our transition to clean energy.
AI companies promised efficiency gains of 40, 50, even 70%.
Logistics giants saw a chance to reduce delays that cost billions each year.
But the public wasn't told that the long-term goal wasn't on partial automation. It was total automation. The shift began innocently, with automated cranes, smart tracking sensors, and AI-assisted docking.
Each upgrade made the next seem logical, almost inevitable. By the time the first fully autonomous cargo vessel entered the harbor, the transition was nearly complete.
This chapter focuses on how the transformation unfolded quietly, almost invisibly, until one day the
small decisions, seemingly insignificant at the time, accumulated into something truly irreversible.
Unions initially embraced automation grants, believing it would simply modernize aging infrastructure.
No federal funding flowed in. Tech companies embedded themselves deeper, and suddenly Baltimore was less a port and more a technological organism.
By the end of the chapter, viewers understand the scale of what happened. Baltimore didn't just upgrade its systems.
This chapter takes viewers inside the fully autonomous ecosystem.
Every movement in the port. Every movement in the port, every crane lift, every cargo transfer, every route calculation is
manifest sinking. Docking angle optimized. Sync complete. Docking schedule confirmed.
A typical day here means seamless coordination. The autonomous cranes handle the heavy lifting while we optimize the flow from here.
Automated cranes use LiDAR and thermal mapping to lift containers with accuracy no human could match.
The synchronization at the intersection is flawless. We are maintaining optimal flow rate.
Every movement is optimized, every second accounted for.
Look at sector Gamma 7. The flow rate is fluctuating above tolerance.
Acknowledged. Adjusting the parameters now.
As you can see, the primary nexus is green across the board.
Yes, the tablet confirms stability at 99.8%.
If a machine breaks down, predictive maintenance sensors detect failures before they happen.
If weather conditions shift, the AI recalibrates instantly.
Level of automation drastically reduces shipping costs and increases throughput, making Baltimore suddenly one of the most efficient ports in the world.
Efficiency comes with trade-offs. The presence of people, including a businessman, an artist, and an elderly woman with a small dog, faded almost entirely.
When everything works perfectly without humans, what role is left for us?
This is absolutely wonderful, isn't it?
It really is. The weather couldn't be better.
Once echoing with the sounds of workers calling out directions, laughing, and arguing, these docks now sit eerily quiet.
The script introduces viewers to the human cost of the transformation. Those who once relied on the port to feed
Middle-aged Hispanic female truck drivers with 20 years of experience were replaced by fleets of autonomous vehicles that never get tired, distracted, or sick.
This is a lot harder than they said it would be.
I thought this was supposed to be simple.
Some young adult East Asian male applicants lacked the required qualifications. Others faced age barriers. Many simply couldn't adapt fast enough.
It wasn't just the job, you know, it was waking up every morning knowing where I belonged.
They didn't just automate the line, they automated us right out of our lives.
The social fabric that tied communities together started to fray.
This port is a model of success. $500 million in economic growth and a 20% increase.
Automation created a stark divide. While the city celebrated high-tech progress, many faced unemployment, unstable gig jobs, or forced relocation.
Many recent immigrants felt abandoned, invisible, erased by a system that valued data more than human contribution.
Machines didn't just replace labor, they replaced identity, community, and the history of a port built by generations of hands.
Baltimore gained the future, but what did it lose? Once Baltimore achieved full autonomy, the entire world took notice.
This chapter explains how the port's transformation triggered international reactions, some supportive, others deeply concerned.
Global shipping companies began redirecting routes to Baltimore because its automation meant guaranteed efficiency.
Rival nations accuse the US of attempting to dominate global logistics through automation.
Countries with major ports, China, signed automation programs, fearing Baltimore would set a global standard.
Economic analysts warned that nations unable to automate quickly would struggle with higher shipping costs and slower trade cycles.
We must ask if Baltimore is merely a testbed for technologies designed to control global shipping.
Meanwhile, cybersecurity agencies issued warnings. An automated port isn't just a logistical hub, it's a digital battlefield.
A single breach could halt international trade, damage the economy, or even cause physical destruction if automated cranes or ships were manipulated.
We dive into political consequences at home as well.
The port, a national asset that must be protected at all costs.
It represented unchecked corporate power.
Cities across the country submitted proposals to become America's next autonomous port, hoping for investment and modernization.
But with every expansion came new concerns about job loss, economic inequality, and technological dependency.
This policy isn't just about shipping. We need to push automation across transportation, manufacturing, and agriculture.
The logistics alone will be transformative.
Baltimore wasn't just a port anymore. It was the spark of a national transformation with global implications.
The final chapter steps back and asks a larger question. What does Baltimore reveal about the future of the United States?
This vibrant port symbolizes both our greatest progress and the sacrifices that made it possible. A beacon of light against the night.
On one hand, Baltimore became a beacon of efficiency, sustainability, and technological innovation.
On the other, it highlighted deep issues: displacement, inequality, dependency on machines, and the fragility of an automated system.
We stand at a crossroads, faced with two possible futures.
Autonomous ports have expanded nationwide, drastically lowering shipping costs and boosting the economy. The
diagnostics are showing a slight anomaly in Sector 4.
I see it. Reroute the data streams to compensate immediately.
Make sure you get the ripe ones by the wall.
These are perfect. Look at the color. We should have a feast tonight.
More than just a city on the water, Baltimore is a preview. It is, in every sense of the word, a crossroads.
It forced Americans to confront uncomfortable questions. How much automation is too much? Who controls the machines? What happens to those replaced by AI?
Baltimore isn't just America's first full autonomous port city. It's a warning, a promise, and a challenge.
The future is coming faster than anyone expected. And the question is no longer whether machines can. As the lights of Baltimore's autonomous port shimmer across the water, the cameras.
What they've witnessed is not science fiction, but a living prototype of America's next chapter.
It represents both the extraordinary potential of human innovation and the profound cost of forgetting the people who carried us here.
Technology will keep advancing, but the future is not predetermined.
Baltimore shows us what happens when we choose speed over preparation, efficiency over community, and automation over humanity.
The viewer is left with a final invitation, almost a challenge, to question and to decide.
Because if Baltimore is the blueprint, then every city may one day face the same crossroads.